Since you're all locked down, I thought it's fun to make a couple of videos, and this is the first video, so let's talk about the iPad Pro. Okay, so I have the iPad Pro, the last model before the 2020 model, so the 2018 October model. It's called the 2019 model by some people, but yeah, I have the iPad Pro 11-inch 256 LTE model. Should you get it? Should you not get it? And what are the use cases you could have it for? My favorite thing and my favorite piece of tech currently is the iPad Pro. This is what I use for most of my daily tasks. This is what I use for my blogging, and this is where I edit most of my videos. So it is sort of my computer. I have a computer that I really love. I have the HP Spectra from 2016. I really love the laptop. It's very thin, it's very light, has very good battery life for my use cases, and only uses USB-C ports, which at the time of getting it was very rare, or very sort of a disadvantage of the laptop, because I needed very many ports. But I got a cheap dongle from town, and it works with the iPad Pro actually, so I don't need to get dongles for the iPad Pro. And so my transition between the laptop and the iPad Pro is not very hard, because I already have the dongles. I'm already used to USB Type-C, and it works for me. The reason I titled this video as "Should you get the iPad Pro in 2020?" or rather "Should you get the iPad Pro generally?" is because I've seen a lot of questions, and I've experienced a lot of people asking, is it actually useful? Because people, especially someone like me who's into the Android ecosystem, people tend to ask, does the iPad Pro really do a lot of stuff? And that's the question I want to answer with you. The main things I do with the iPad Pro are from blogging, writing, watching movies, basically, of course, and gaming. I play Asphalt very much on this tablet. The thing I really like about the iPad Pro, apart from the battery life, which is really good, is that it's very portable. I can use it anywhere. I can carry it to bed. I can use it on the couch. I can use it when traveling. It's very portable. It's more portable than a laptop, because a laptop has a form factor where you have to open it. My laptop doesn't go 360. I know there are laptops that do that, but a 360 laptop is thicker. Look at how thin this device is. So the iPad Pro, the thing that attracts me to it is its portability. I love that I can just carry it around easily, and I think that was the main reason for getting it. I had already watched a lot of video reviews from very many reviewers of how it's good, how the battery life is good, what you can do with it, apps that really work well. But the thing that really got me onto it was the portability aspect of it. I know people say that it's very expensive to get into the iPad world and all that. Yes, it's very expensive when you're buying it. It's very expensive, and even just getting a good model, because the best model is 64 gigs, and 64 is not enough for very many people. Getting the bigger spec model is also quite expensive, and then after that you think about getting the case and the keyboard and all that. So personally for me, I didn't get the official iPad case. I got a third-party case from an online store. I also got another third-party case. This one is the one I use mostly when I don't need the keyboard, and this one is the one I use when I need the keyboard, because it can fold and accommodate a keyboard. I didn't get the official iPad keyboard from Apple, so instead I went with this one from Miniso. It's a cheap and easy to use keyboard. Works really well with the iPad because almost the same size, and when I have the iPad in the case, I can prop the keyboard here and use it. It works really well for me. So if you feel like or if you understand that getting Apple official accessory is very expensive, there's other accessories that you can try out. There is an update upcoming to the iPad that will allow easier use of the mouse, and I already have a mouse here that I've been trying out. It's a cheap mouse. It's about $2 or about $3, because it's about 300 Kenya shillings. I use it with a dongle. attach it here, insert it to the USB-C port, and it works. So you don't really need to go with the iPad accessories from Apple because they're very expensive. The normal accessories work. In terms of the pencil, if you want a stylus for the iPad, just get the official iPad pencil, and with this you have to get the second generation pencil, which is very expensive, yes, but if you really need the pencil, get the official one. Don't get a third party because it won't do most of the stuff that the Apple Pencil 2 does. So in terms of should you get it, there are a couple of use cases for different people. If you're a student and you want to write notes, you want to just have something that you can use for classwork, the iPad Pro is really good for that because you can write directly on the iPad Pro. You can type if you buy a keyboard or if you get third-party accessories, and it has really good battery life. Apple markets the device as being very good for very powerful and very good for classwork, and it's true. It's more powerful than most Windows laptops, that's a fact. It's more powerful than most Android tablets, not most, than all Android tablets, that's a fact. It also has a really good app ecosystem, something you really miss out on Android tablets, because iPad apps are made for the iPad. They're really good. There's Lightroom, there's Notability, there's very many apps for the iPad that are really good, unlike on Android where you find apps are not built for the tablet, they're built for the phones and upscaled to fit the tablet form factor. So yeah, if you're a student, this will be a very good device to use because you can use it in so many ways. If you want an iPad Pro for watching videos, it's a good device for watching videos. Has very good battery life. I've literally done over 2 seasons of a show without charging. But you shouldn't get a very expensive tablet just for watching videos. But if you have the money and you want to, just get it because it's really good. Dolby Vision is supported. HDR content. You can't watch YouTube in 4K, by the way, because wrangles between Apple and Google, but hopefully that will be fixed. If you are a musician and you want to make music, there's very good apps for making music on the iPad Pro. You can connect it to a keyboard, make songs with it and all that. So it's a very good versatile device. Like I've said, I use it for my blogging work, and you can see my website. Almost everything I do on my website, from design, changing stuff, updating stuff, is done on the iPad Pro when I'm outside the house. But when I'm inside the house, I use the laptop. What I've realized is with the iPad Pro, I've really lessened my use of the laptop. I used to rely on the laptop for very many things, but the iPad Pro allows me to do everything on the device, because I can be in bed and something comes up and I want to change it, or I want to write something, and I'll just pick up the iPad Pro, type on it very quickly. I know people say typing is not a good thing, but yeah, it works for me. And if you want to get the iPad Pro and you have the cash for it, go for it. It's a good device and you'll love it. This is my favorite piece of tech currently, and I don't know how to talk about it very well because all I'm saying is that it's good. I've seen that Apple have updated the iPad Pro with 2020 models that come with more cameras and all that. Personally, I feel like the update is welcome and people will love that, but I don't feel like cameras are necessary because I've literally never used the camera on the iPad Pro. Never. I've tried it out, it looks quite good, but there's been no use case where I just pointed my iPad on something. And I don't think having more cameras will make people use their iPads for taking photos. Anyway, there can be other use cases with AR and all that, but personally for me, I don't use the camera for anything of that sort. If you want to get the iPad Pro, I'd advise, if you're in Kenya, to get someone who's traveling from outside to send it to you, because it will be cheaper that way. But if you have to hurry up, you'll have to pay the markup, because Kenyan retailers have very big markups, and it's sort of annoying because something can be going for 90k outside Kenya and it's over 120k in Kenya. So do your research, find the best prices, and you'll get a good deal if you are patient enough for it. So yeah, that's sort of the quick video on the iPad Pro. Get it if you can get it. It's a good device. You'll love it. Absolutely, you'll love it. And don't stress yourself with the accessories unless you really want the accessories. If you can get other alternative accessories, use them because they'll work, and they'll work really good. Because it doesn't have a headphone jack, you have to use wireless earphones, and the cheap wireless earphones like the ones from Xiaomi works, the ones from Samsung works, and I also have USB-C earphones, and they work really well with the iPad Pro. The only issue is that sometimes the connection takes quite a while to register, but it works. If you're just someone who wants a quick way to manage your tasks, write a couple of things, watch a couple of stuff, and use social media, this is a device for that. Android tablets are lagging behind in terms of software, in terms of updates, in terms of what they can do, in terms of usability and all that. This one just works, and works really well, and that's why I love it. The D-brand skin took about 2 weeks to arrive in Kenya. If anybody has a question on that, thanks for watching.